Ooh, child. What was that? Can y'all hear me? Hi, Nicole. uh, Hoping everything is good, but I don't know what that was. I don't know. I'm still in the market for a new computer. So yes, hi Yolanda, Nicole. Let's get right to it. All right, today, well, hi everyone. I am Jessica, founder, CEO of Naturally Beautiful Hair Care, Microloc Mastery, and founder of Microloc Mastery, founder of Microlocs out of Brooklyn, New York in 2009, going way back. Hi, Adasha Clark. Hi, Sakia Henderson. Okay. Um, so I am slowly but surely addressing the computer issues going in between two computers, but I'm going to make sure that I get this information to you. So if you have any trouble hearing or seeing anything, let me know. Um, don't allow me to play it and it's skippy. I will reset it and make sure that you can see. And then we're going to address these issues. All right. So today I wanted to talk about restoring hair damage and trauma with properly done microlocs. If y'all follow me or know me by now, you know that I'm very passionate about well done hair, and it's not just about aesthetics. It goes so much deeper and always has and always will, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. If we are dealing with certain things that impact our hair, we'll feel it. We're gonna feel it. If something, if we've had previous trauma with, and I say hair trauma to define. Let me define how I define hair traumas before we get into it. It can be a traumatic experience, caused or not caused by hairstyling, or services that were not done well. So, um, I'll give you some examples of this particular client we're going to talk about. She's had, throughout many years, since she was young, she told a story about how she always had to have her hair done up for recitals, etc. And there was a lot of stress on her hair. It was a lot of pulling and tugging and braids and this and that. But then she also got into the perm world. Who here has gotten a perm very young? I did. I got a perm. Well, I got a perm at 11, but there are young girls getting perms and chemical services on their hair way younger. And so what has been happening for some people is that that's really affected the strength of their hair. So as we go now into wanting to be embrace our natural more and even embrace our locks and then keep going a little bit further into the microlock realm, which I tell you is a different realm than just regular locks. Um, a lot more things can become, it's even, I say you have to even be even more laser focused on making sure that you have high quality work if you're going for long term results, because a lot of those experiences that people have had in other hair services or by other hair service providers, has it leaves a mark on you. Sometimes there, so y'all know I'm a licensed therapist, and I'll tell you I try not to, but it's so prevalent in this industry that I talk about mental health sometimes because there's forms of PTSD that people experience. So if you've had an experience, you know what it's like that was traumatic for you with your hair. And that's one of the reasons why, I can't get enough the lighting right or not. Listen, I'm gonna work it out. I'm gonna have this just a little bit of decoration on my face right now. Um, so someone said the Jerry curl, those kitty curls, pulled out a lot of people's hair. Sakia, definitely. Um, and so I feel like it's very important for us to talk about this because if whether you're doing this as a service or if you are a client or potential client, these experiences, if this is more, knowledge and information to add to your knowledge base on how to make sure that you can ensure that you have the best results, that you are doing the best work, and that you seek to keep understanding how to improve on your work and even prevent issues. So I feel there's a certain part of us who I fall into the category where my hair is fragile. My hair strands are more fragile. They literally will melt, under chemical, even color. I've watched my hair strand dissolve in an over the counter hair color that I picked up. It was chemically treated with something else, and then the color got on it and it literally melted. So people are coming into our chairs with this really fragile, sometimes fragile hair, and they also have had previous breakage. And this particular person who I took on as a client, I normally don't publicly take on clients, but I took her on as a client. And she's been one of the most inspiring people I've worked with. And once she's been willing to share her journey. So I have some photos of some of her progress. And then I want to emphasize some points on things that we can do or avoid doing so we can prevent any further damage. Okay, so there's different points that we need to look at. Oh God! Oh my gosh! A wave nouveau. You know, a lot of these things are coming back too. So you may have clients. There's newer versions of the same thing. Um, I saw some. Well, they called it a silkener when I was going natural to Miss Jessie's hair salon in Brooklyn, New York. They're the founders of, well, Miss Jessie's. They called it Curve Salon, and it was a silkener, which is like a texturizer. So it was a form of. There's just different versions. The Wave Nouveau sounds like a. It's like the kind of like a Jerry curl, same kind of thing. And so, um, wow. And so a lot of us have damage from that. Okay. So I want to get and show you, if you look even at this picture that I have here on the top left, on the left, that is Kira. And that was her right after installation. I'm going to give y'all, always have to do my little disclaimer. I'm going to speak frank. I'm going to speak blunt. I'm going to get to what I feel is important points to make. And sometimes I don't really want to sugarcoat it because there's, I think we just need to be honest about certain things. So when I see certain types of installations or installation photos or things that are trending, some things are really, really done well. And I can see the whole lock and I'm like, great, it looks wonderful. Sometimes I see things done to look a certain way so that it's a disconnect from what has actually happened, what the process is. An installation is like planting a seed. Let me fix my lighting on here, y'all, because this is doing too much with the competing with the sun. Here we go. When you plant a seed, it's never going to look like the full-blown tree. It is going to be the seed because it evolves. Matted locked hair is an evolution process. So never should the install pick be the desired outcome, right? But it can be a pretty period of time as your hair should just look better and better and form more and more into what it's supposed to look like. So when I always purposefully do not show Bantu knot photos too much. I don't show it as a only install pic. I show y'all the good, the bad, the raw. You will see it look like, you know, as it's starting to swell and expand, they're not going to look like necessarily something that people are going to jump for right away. But what happens in that process is that it becomes and morphs into this really uniform, cylindrical, even shaped lock. And I have some pictures to show you what the entire lock, what it looks like a good install pic. And then I'm going to show you why that's important when you're dealing with damaged hair, previously damaged hair. I'm going to preface this: you should never do an installation on hair that is currently damaged or in the process of thinning or that's severely broken, that needs treatment from a dermatologist or a natural hair care expert. That is different. The hair needs to be in a certain condition before we put locks in it. And when it gets to that condition, that still could mean that that person has no hair right here, but the rest of their hair is strong enough and healthy enough to start. It could mean they have thinner areas, but it's not actively thinning. So I do want to say that. And this process that we do should never pull or tug on the scalp. It should never cause further damage. The tools that you use, the process that you use, because it can cause damage, and it's been known. The tool types that people have used, and people might already know this. You already know. I don't have to say outright, but there's certain tools, and that cause pain for people that have been known to pull hair out. And there's also now I'll say newly within the past less than 10 years, new methods of installation that have been very damaging. So we're going to go into how to prevent that. Hi, Frida. Frida is our Microloc Mastery certified coach and Microloc Mastery extensions certified. She knows it all, y'all. um, and so when it comes to this client and her install, um, she okay, I wanted to download a video, and I'm gonna see if I could try to show y'all the video. Um, the recent one we took, but I'll make this a little bigger for you. She has came in with thin hair that was previously damaged, and it was no hair on the edges. She's so adorable. And there was no hair, thinning hair at the top, but it passed our assessment, our consultation, because it was actively, it's restoring itself. And so when we lay down the foundation, we are not putting a brand new lock where there's not enough hair. This is not a temporary, you know, when you go to the we used to get your braids, and I knew because I always had the edge, my edge is kind of thin. Um, and they would grab a few strands of hair and it would smack a whole bunch of hair on it, and it would be hanging. And then I ended up losing the whole braid and all my hair hanging out of it. So, similarly, that can happen with locks as hair mats together. And we don't want to try to take a few strands of hair and it be extremely fragile. So you can leave it. An installation doesn't need to look exactly perfect. It doesn't need to look like how you are setting it up to look down the line as the hair is restored. You can't, so we don't pull in hair that's still actively growing in. We allow it to grow in and get a stronger base. Then we create a lock on it. So this picture is March 2023 or April 2023. It is March 2024. It's 11 months. And we have some, as you see how her hair starts to evolve. Would y'all take a moment, if you're on YouTube and you like the video or you like the content or you want me to talk more about this process, you can put a like to this video and let me know. You can leave a comment and let me know you want to, because I got some things I want to show, and I'm not going to be on here very long. So I'm going to make sure that we are using our time good, so that we can go for. I know there's a little delay, so I'll give y'all a moment to make sure you like the video. And if you're in a Facebook group, you can join the just leave a comment. Hey team, I can't see who that is. Okay. And some more of her hair. Okay, now, hey Summer Baby 88. I see some very familiar names. Okay, so when people come to you, they're often, or if you're in the business of doing this or interested in doing this, or if you're a client, you go to someone for this type of service. I'm going to tell you how it should be. You should be getting into an experience that will be extremely healing and healthy. You should not be feeling any pain, unnecessarily pain. I don't know if you're tender-headed, you're probably going to feel everything, because tender-headed people, I can blow on your scalp and like, oh my gosh. So I'm not going to say you shouldn't feel anything, but this process should be healing. You should be able to restore hair, should be able to have all of your hair locking, seeing it lock gradually, not coming loose. Now, coming loose happens, but it should be put back in and all the hair kind of coaxed back into this pattern that's being laid. Okay, that's how it should go. The process should be very restorative. So a lot of people come to us with hair damage and past experiences and say, is this going to be too tight for my hair, for my edges, because I have weak hair or have weak whatever. And my first answer is always, it should not be. I too have a similar kind of journey, and I'm 16 years in, and having walked through the process of knowing what I should also, with clients, it's a partnership between the client also understanding what they should be doing to their hair in conjunction with what the professional work is as well. All right, so get those two things. And then to this past Friday where we had the mirror convo, Oh, that's on our social media pages. But she then said she'd never been, what's the exact quote? I've never loved my hair just the way it is, ever. She said that was her quote. She said, she's always had to worry about hiding her edges. She's always had to worry about the processes that were being done because her hair is very fragile. And so that's huge. That's how this journey should go. And every time I see her hair has morphed and evolved more and more into the locking pattern. Now, this is where what I say might make you click, or some people click. I have to stop even worrying about it and just speak the truth, because I think it will be helpful for people to know. Um, I've seen there's some information that's floating around about two things. When people have either thin or fine hair, there's people that are saying do a certain type of rotation that's going to help. If that is the most, that is the similar damaging information that I was pushing back against from the Sister Lot Foundation about all those different rotations. And all it was doing was creating weak and fragile and scrawny locks. Even though you thought the looser rotation pattern would make it fluffier, it did not make it stronger. It left all these inconsistencies. And when you're dealing with people who've already had damage, you want to keep an even consistency all the way through the lock. It shouldn't be um, really, that's not how you're going to get the volume. So this is that same client. 11 months later, it is 11 months, but mind you, she started off with really short hair. Look at the volume already. This is not, we don't need to do a two-strand twist to do this. You don't need to, I don't know, braids don't necessarily give volume. But it does interfere with the consistency of that barrel shape. That also could interfere with how her locks would be looking at this point. So we're not looking at braids, we're looking at actual locks at 11 months. Interesting. You know, again, the source of my information is just from connecting. A lot of people can connect with her or other people like her, your own experiences. But there's a lot of people that haven't had the experience, or a lot of people that aren't connected, and they don't understand how important it is to really know what you're doing and how to lay the foundation so that you're not further damaging. Some people don't intentionally mean to do services and take people's money and do these things where it actually can cause more problems. But I think once you educate yourself on this actual locking process, you will then be proactive, or can go in and intervene when you need to say, I need to make sure that I handle this so that this doesn't become excessive breakage 6 months from now or next year or whatever. That's exactly what happened to your sister lock, suffering due to the rotations. This is we're gonna get it together, y'all. This is the information I've been talking about from day one, because I didn't come in through sister locks. I came in fixing, and I came in with a different knowledge, and I was able to speak about it and take that as you like too. But I think that I've seen so much things that sometimes people don't necessarily think to pay attention to right away. But down the line, when you're doing a lot of repair work, you tend to find out certain things that are causing certain issues. So so I did cover a whole bunch. I'm a little bit back and forth between the points I was trying to make about laying the foundation and also laying the foundation with someone that has alopecia or on the edges. I want to keep reiterating, do not try to put a new lock on a few strands of hair. That's something that I also see done. I'm not going to keep talking about sister locks, but you don't have to. It's not a competition of how small can I make my lock, how many tiny locks can I make, tiny, small. It's more about how strong can I make my lock. I think that should be the focus while you're having this nice small size. And the uniformity and the strength and the consistency, I think, is really about mastering how to create really well done locks on this level. So the edges are most prone to damage, the most prone to breakage for many reasons, and hormonal issues, medication issues. We tend to also thin at our edges. Postpartum alopecia is not uncommon. when you have a baby and you now your hair is back into thrust into the resting phase because it was doing the growing phase, didn't have resting phase while you were pregnant. Everything was flourishing. Well, your nails, your hair tend to grow longer, and then your body is shocked from delivering a child or whatever process you go through with the hormones spiking like that. And these are the first to go. So we have a lot of this with inquiries for reattachment, because then it might eventually come back. It or might not. It depends on how the hair broke. So what we do is it's okay to leave it. You don't have to have them snatched. You don't have to have the edges snatched, especially during the install. Allow all of it to grow in, because during this process of having microlocks, many people, this is my advice always, is the product usage should drastically change. Like if you were a product junkie, some people aren't, so they already are doing what they were doing. But you do need to do something different from when you were doing loose natural if you have a tighter coil, like myself. I went from moisturizing constantly, applying stuff constantly, slicking down constantly, to like, not putting anything on it. And so, excuse me. What the point I was making with that? So it's just a lot of different things to take into consideration. I forgot my point. No, it'll come right back. Or slayed, right? Slayed, laid. There's a lot of overlap with our mindset, our mentality, and how we are approaching any part of the accepting our hair in its natural form. And some of us are cool with it, and some of us really struggle. And I really struggled. And I'm being honest. I struggled because the word nappy was something I heard a lot as a 4C. And I always wanted to make sure you did not see it. Now I don't care. So it's going to be what it is. But there was a lot of that happening. So you got a combination of things going on. If you want your hair to be restorative, you need to do things that are going to restore it. Give it a break. Allow its scalp to breathe. Allow it to produce its own sebum and oils on its own, because it does rely on your product as a crutch. Our bodies are very smart. Our bodies respond to the environment. It responds to the stress. Some things can be restored and some things can't. So when we're laying a foundation, we have to make this agreement to allow it to do what it needs to do, but to have the patience for it to do that. There are people that have fully restored very, 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 very damaged hair with really well done microlocs, because they took away the massive amount of product that we're using. They allowed their scalp and its oil secretion, environment, all that to balance itself out. So now their scalp is making sufficient oil. The dandruff and the flakes have subsided. It usually does for a lot of people. That's why when I see people putting all this product on with these weird installations that are happening, I'm like, what process are you starting the hair on for this micro size? Because you're doing it micro. So I have to speak for what they're claiming the result is that they're looking for. I see a lot of people that are excellent braiders that are not showing the characteristics of a good loctician. They're showing the characteristics of a great braider. And braids can also be damaging especially if they're left in too long. So I'm kind of hinting towards what I see with some of these installations, especially with the added hair, that's causing more damage. And these might be people, if you're doing this as a professional and you're not doing those things, that might come into your chair and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is good to know what's happening out here. And it's good to know what are some of the reasons why. Because if you want to be the restorative healing kind of practitioner, then I think it's really good to focus on being restorative and healing, and not just a quick instant thing. I've seen people whose hair looks good in an installation, but I'm going to be honest with you, I've never seen anyone's installation look better than, that have been done in the, I think, proper formats, look better than what the final results were when it was more locked. I only saw like the beginning phases where they just look good because the hair is done well and they look good. But I don't want people to go through this experience backwards. where I love my installation. Oh my goodness, it's so great. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna fling, or I see this these extensions that people are calling locks, and they're leaving them in, and they're braiding and twisting and slathering it with product, and then putting in a ponytail, and it's really curly. And then 6 months, 9 months, a year and a half of them are gone. The hair's broken off. It doesn't look like locks necessarily. It's not matching. A lot of them are slipped off. Um, it's a lot. We don't want that. We want the process to be, I got the seeds planted. Okay. And now as I go through this process, hey, y'all. All right. So the process is not always pretty. This is her, I don't know, 3 month. It's not gonna look necessarily. This is not current day. It looks. I'll show you. It looks like different now. It looks fluffy. It looks like no grid, but there's a grid. Like what? And I said, I'm gonna snap this. It's not IG worthy. Like, well, I think I see some people actually posting honest pictures, and I like that. I'm like, okay. And then it starts to morph. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. I got a video for this. This is how I know it's on the right track, restoring her damage. Wait, let me make it bigger. You're like, what is that, Jess? It looks like a squiggle. It looks like a squiggle. Yes, it does. The pattern we lay in it is designed to make the hair twist, but this is what's really happening.
Oh, of course. I'm patient. Look at how all of that's locked in. I just wanted to share this all the way to the root. It's absolutely what we want.
Okay, all the way to the end, I meant to say. All the way to the end is what I want. Why? Because that little squiggly, like, it's not fluffy. It may look like stringy, but that's how it looks now. And as it morphed through, oh, we can't see the slide. They start to fluff out. They start to fill out. Same person, and they start to fluff and have more volume. You don't even see her as much of her scalp. This is how she looked when she first got it done. It's the damage is around the edges. She might show you. This is a raw picture. This is raw. She didn't show the edge in this one. But as it's coming along, oh, that's not. Hold on, that's as it's coming along. Where's the other picture? Oh, it's a video. It's a video that's on social media. I'll see if I can put that in and share that with you in a moment. It's starting to swell into the cylinder shape. It's strengthening, and it's uniform from end to root to tip. And it was like that from the 6 month, but from the beginning. But she's almost hitting the year mark, and we see significant filling in. This is someone who has thinner. You saw how it looked. Some people call it a plucked chicken look. Some people say it looks like scalpy. I said, oh, just hold on. That's just what you see now. Have faith in the process. Trust the process when the process is done right. We are not like, we want it to, she's going to probably have more than double the volume when she came in, because we've also created new locks every session, and at least 1 to 2 new locks along the perimeter where she didn't have any more hair. We're waiting for a sufficient base size to come in. We're assessing the strength and the overall health of her hair. If at any point in this process we noticed that her hair was breaking, her hair was damaging, getting more damage, she was going through maybe something that we couldn't foresee because it's internal or medical, then we would have to reevaluate the process. I don't necessarily say stop, but we'd have to reevaluate the process. So if you can just think of the metaphor of replanting the seeds and making the soil as nurturing and nourishing as possible, making what her routine is, making sure that she has her care instructions and her process at home when she's home done. There's a few times we had to go in and recreate new locks because some of them are coming out, but it's I can tell when something's excessive because the client went against what was recommended versus something that's happening normally, and the client is doing everything that they can and it just still happens. So we have constant conversation and discussion. She updates. She didn't have to. Okay, so this is what happened. I watched it, and she's very clear about the instructions. I think when you buy into going to this through this process, and you want a certain outcome, and you want a certain experience, it is an investment, but it is a buy-in. Like, I have to really be ready for this. And if my hair is in a certain condition and I got a thorough consultation and it's clear to start, it should be a very exciting time because you know that it should be getting ready to thrive and flourish, but it also means that you're going to have to make sure that you commit to this process and experience and that you are with someone who is going to help nurture and guide it into being extremely healthy. Her hair is going to thrive. This another client had cancer, started out with stringy locks, and has, and this is probably, gosh, almost maybe knocking on a year ago. It's even longer. No, this is not a year ago. Um, she's the same. She's a model for me, but cancer diagnosis, a lot of treatment, and hair that's still able to thrive. The foundation really matters. It really matters. If you really want to have a certain type of result, you can tune out when I say y'all braids and twists weren't really made for this level or the long term, but you can make anything work if you really if you bout it, if you really got that energy for that. Or you can think about what's going to be the best way and process for you. And doesn't mean just getting a little bit more education, doesn't mean getting connected with someone who can support this for you, because maybe you don't come in with damaged hair. Maybe somewhere along the line you have a life experience that alters you and your hair. And I need to be real about that too. And I've had my own minor situations with having a child and having some postpartum um, hair loss, and also COVID hair loss. COVID was something a lot of us didn't even know about. Things happen. I'm also of a certain age, and I don't want to speak it over me, but I'm of a certain age, and my hormones are entering. I'm entering into a new phase of life, although I don't want to accept it. In my 40s, and my hormones are changing now. So there's things that impact us and our hair, and we may think it's a I don't want us to be the honeymoon phase about something new and exciting, and it turned into a nightmare. We want it to be the honeymoon phase forever. Yes? No? Um, I'm gonna show y'all some videos. I'm probably just gonna have to share my screen right onto the IG. Oh Lord. Do y'all hear me, or am I speaking to myself? As I fight this sun. There we go. All right. I guess there's a delay. So I want to yeah. You're hopeful. Always be hopeful. The mind is the most powerful thing, right? Always be hopeful. You hear me? Thank you. Okay. I did want to say, and I know I wanted to talk about the hair damage piece, and sometimes I kind of just off the cuff let spirit speak to me about what I think might need to be said. I did see a video. Again, I tell you, a lot of these companies market off of our desire to have these instant results, and the best things kind of come to those who go through the process. This is a process, y'all. Let me look at her. She all in the way, and oh, y'all, look at her hair. I just love the hair of this mannequin. But we did some extensions on her sidebar. But I just love this mannequin head. All right, well, I'm gonna move her over here. So when it even comes to extensions, I do want to mention that there's too much going on over here. Some people who have short hair, thinning hair, have maybe had some damage. Y'all, I'm working. I'm trying to work this out real quick. There we go. Sometimes look for extensions, right? Is that better? No, I guess it'll work. And in the extension methods that I'm seeing a lot of, I don't want to be negative, y'all, but I gotta say this because it's impacting too many of us. It is causing damage. It is causing damage. We don't need to leave starting with certain methods will for sure damage your hair. It needs to be someone knowledgeable about it. And this is a new realm. Like I said, I had to figure out how to create a microlock extension out of trainings that were for larger locks, and they still don't translate exactly over. There's still so much more we need to do on a smaller level in order for it to match. So let's look to the larger lock round, which they put jumbo braids in or jumbo twists and then leave those in and call those lock extensions. I've never seen anyone do that. So, and I think most locticians will say no. Why does that on a small scale all of a sudden seem like that seems like a viable solution and people are paying a lot of money for that? But it's the worst, it's even worse on the smaller level. You need to be very, very skilled. You need to understand this process and curl type and and all different things in order to really have restorative services with extensions, because extensions can be a restorative type of services. A bunch of things I've done with people who've had bald and thinning spots, restorative, weaving things, all different things. We have people in our program who even comment. Miss Nicole does wigs. I mean, there's so many ways we can create restorative methods that don't further damage the hair. So, or you say you're listening. If you have any questions, ask me. I'm gonna stay into this computer not crashes, but it dies. And so that was the way I keep track of my time because it's there's an issue with one of the charging ports. So I'll just go. I said I'm gonna go, and then I'm not gonna be too long because I don't know how long you're gonna stay on. But I always have something to show. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna share my screen. I see to Penny 75 on Instagram. Hello, a little bit like training a plant. If it's too harsh, the plant will break. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's go into show you my computer on. What's that X? Share my screen. Okay. I hope y'all can see. We're gonna just, yeah, you should be able to, and you should be able to hear. Okay, let me go and hear what Kira had to say. Oh gosh, so I'm sorry. Hold on.
Like, it is what it is.
Let me do it again.
Getting
there. It's gonna play.
Like, I feel like I have a goal where it's like my hair can reach a goal where it's like I feel like it's actually what it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I feel confident.
Yes,
so
it's absolutely.
I feel confident, and it's just It's
like
doing what it should do beautifully.
Right. I see it. My fiance sees it. He's like, "You look so happy." And I was like, "You have no idea. I can finally just pull up my bonnet, fluff my hair, and go outside without feeling I have to, oh, I gotta put it up in this way or else it's gonna look horrible." I can say I've ever loved my hair naturally the way it was. Like, I can tell you that. This is the first time I've ever loved my hair naturally the way it was. Before, I used to always have an issue. I'm like, I like it, but it could be. I like it, but it could be. I like it, but let me just hide this and let me just figure out what's going on with this. But it was just, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like, I just didn't feel like my hair was the most healthiest. I didn't feel like my hair was doing what it was supposed to be doing. I didn't feel like it was flourishing, was breaking. Like, perm manipulation is like, my hair only looked good when I added hair to it. It only looked good when I like did certain styles, but it didn't look good other places. And even here, it's like, I'm like, oh, my size needs to grow back, but I'm still having confidence in the fact that it's like, if the wind blows and my hair goes like this, I'm like, it is what it is. It still looks good. Yeah. Like, we're getting there. It's like, I feel like I have a goal where it's like my hair can reach a goal where it's like, I feel like it's actually what is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I feel confident.
Yes,
so
it's absolutely.
I feel confident, and it's just
it's like doing what it should do beautifully.
Right. I see it. My fiance sees it. He's like, "You look so happy." And I was like, "You have no idea. I can finally just pull up my bonnet, fluff my hair, and go outside without feeling I have to, oh, I gotta put it up in this way or else it's gonna look horrible." I can say I've ever loved.
I let it play twice. Hold on, hold on. Okay. It just kept playing. So that's Kira that you saw in the video, sharing some of her yeah, sharing some of her experience. And she did come to in the consultation. She said it outright. So if you're a potential client, and you're doing consultations, say that, if you feel comfortable sharing that, say, I've had some experiences that were less than desirable, and so I really would like, make sure you put that front and center. And she did that, so that means that I was given a responsibility to take care of her or to pass if I knew that I couldn't, and let her go, to where she needed to go. And when she said that, I knew that, oh, you're like, absolutely, I want you to have this experience. Her confidence is amazing. It's inspiring to me because I didn't have the confidence when I started. Yeah, you can tell she's happy. Yeah, that I told her, I was like, we're gonna call it Kira confidence, because I can learn a thing or two about her confidence. To be quite honest with you, I'm very honest. Like, I didn't understand my process in the beginning because I didn't know what was happening when I first got my. It was stringy. And that's why I have the passion and a little bit of understanding why people like, let me start this process out with it looking like how I want it to look. And so I say, even that, it's still a locking process. So it has to change. It has to morph. Your own hair is going to come out, and that is going to be your own texture that you're working with. Woo. Okay, there's a long comment. I'll see how much I can do. Hey, Jessica and team. I actually have a client that will be serviced. I will be servicing in April, and she was under the impression that she was getting Microlocs. When I asked her about her look, she said they were Microlocs. I had to break the news to her that what she has is not Microlocs. She pretty much just has extensions at the end, which is two strand twist, and they did some type of something to lock for the root. Yeah, they'll do the interlock at the root. So I have a huge project on my hands. I'm gonna have to remove all of that hair and then we cut off because I think it's too long. But we got the gist of it. So they're extensions. Wait, let me see if you said they were extensions. You probably yeah, you said they're extensions. Wow. Yeah, that's the videos that I'm seeing getting all these views, even just on Facebook. Like these hair companies, Asian owned hair companies. Sorry. And they have black faces, and they know that we don't know. Some people don't know. They're like, Start your lock journey. Microlockers. And I'm like, that the thing that my ears perk up when I hear that, because I'm like, that's not how when I was starting micro, like, okay, cool, but these aren't even locks. This is a nice style, but this is not locks. And the thing is, what gets you from A to Z? If it's not gonna take you to a finished lock, it's taking you to just a style. But don't call it locks, just call it, some people then they say mini micro lock twist micro, but they're not it's not going to become a lock in the way it's just going to be a twist that gets matted and possibly break off the hair. So I think understanding what an actual lock process looks like, and no, yes, you can use extensions in the lock process, because I do micro lock extensions, we teach it, but what I see being the seeds planted for that are not going to get that, and it ends up becoming a problem. It's not that it's not even going to get that, it's just going to be more, it's going to be even a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's Yeah. Yeah. So educating is where I think a lot of us are. If we are true locticians and we really have a love for the art, I think you can do what you want. Nobody has to do anything. Nobody has to. But I feel like it's a moral kind of thing to say, hey, as far as knowledge about lock and the locking process, long term, that isn't necessarily the route. Now, there's things that can, after some time, um, not take out the extension category. Extension category is just a whole other beast. But just even with regular, I mean, our hair is curly. Our hair wants to mat even when we don't want it to, right? A lot of times we are when we have loose natural, the main job we are doing is keeping our hair from matting, from locking. That's honestly what we are doing. We're detangling, we're conditioning, we're keeping it from doing what it wants to do naturally. So we throw braids or twists, of course you leave it alone, it will form into a lock. But what level of quality of lock, what strength of lock, what look of lock, what size for the pattern, that's when you get into the real knowledge about locks, because we can do freeform locks off anything. But when you want to get into some real, then you get into the area of cosmetology and understanding the foundation of how, well, the process of how hair goes for whatever desired outcome. That's when the conversation gets more advanced. And that's where we need people who are actual professionals in the realm of doing it, who are in that particular niche of hair, right? Not a person who can make a really, sorry, y'all. Oh, fly on my nose. A person who can make a really great grid and braids is a very valuable skill, but that doesn't automatically make them a loctician on a micro level. Even I saw a video, I didn't share it. I gotta be careful about sharing stuff, because I just want to share for information and I forget, like, these old people that could see it as you trying to ruin their business. But I think if you're creating your business off of not knowing how to do something, this woman was servicing she had a male client, and he was young, and she was doing his locks, and said, do in her video, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm wondering, why would you take him as a client if you don't know what you're doing? And she was kind of like thinking, like joking about it, like it was really funny. And then and she's like, y'all, he sees me on here on YouTube trying to figure out what to do with his hair. And then I'm just like, but people are like laughing and cheering that on. But if you honor your role as a hairstylist or a professional or a loctician, and he's not your family, so it's not like, you're just being silly with your family. He's a person that paid you for a service. And then I think he sued her. Yeah, at the end she said he's taking me to court. But so she messed up his hair, and the whole time she's creating a TikTok. Like, she used the footage to create a TikTok, but she didn't know what she was doing. She was going YouTube while she was behind him trying to figure out how. So she figured I knew how to do enough, but y'all, I really don't know what I'm doing. So at one point, do we stop and say, all right, let me stop this. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but let me do what I know how to do for you. And, we'll take a little bit of money, whatever, and we break it and go about our way, or whatever.
But you keep the charade up and you end up hurting people that way, and end up hurting yourself and in even bigger ways than you can imagine. So I just remember that, and I was just like, I shared it in the Facebook group. It was like a lot, maybe like a few months ago. We'll go over that in extension course, Mia Misha. Yes, we will. Welcome to Microloc Mastery Extensions. I will give you 16 years. I made all the mistakes and trials and errors, so you don't have to make the mistakes. I see some things are clear, and I like they're clear, and I'm just looking like, ooh, we definitely want to make sure we give our students a solid foundation. You're going to be the educators that are going to go out there and create all these long-lasting locks, microloc extensions, where the clients are telling you the hair is thriving, and thin hair. I deal with thin hair clients all the time. And my first microloc extension client, 15 years ago, has her locks still today and her hair. So it's a combination of knowing how to also care for your hair and help keep it from further if there's any damage. She didn't necessarily have damage. She had thin hair. You could kind of see through her afro was really thin and short. And then now she has locks, and they're still on a thinner side, but she's not bald. She's in her 60s too, which tells you she's been through a lot of different changes with her own body, where it could have very easily have been bald spot, and she still has her hair. And she talks about my hair oil. I'm not trying to plug that, but I honestly believe in it. I believe in nourishing it naturally somehow really helps. And really having someone at least make sure that they're on top of what they're doing for your hair. So that, yeah, I didn't know. She was my first client. There's a lot I've learned since then, but I was dedicated, committed to making sure that whatever issue she was having, I was going to find a way to fix it and prevent it. So I noticed, she probably didn't say because she was being nice, but like the method I was using, it could have on a couple of locks, like it can do with a hair moved around a little bit. And so I had to go in and figure out how to do that and fix that. And then she was gone for many years. And now all her hair is hers because the extensions are pretty much, they're gone from all those years ago. But I still had to make sure I did the grid correctly. I had to make sure that her hair was going to grow out of her scalp at a certain size to match it. And I noticed that sometimes when you're adding hair, the way I see people doing these install, I could see how it could be a lot of inconsistency because your hair has to swell into the size. So it depends on the curl pattern. My computer may die, and if it does, I'll say, it's my goodbye to y'all. But you can't properly gauge that the way that people are doing the extensions like that. You can't properly gauge if there's a slight discrepancy in the size where you have to make a little adjustment so that it can be uniform with the rest of the locks. I see far more inconsistencies in sizing when people do that, even when they do the braids. It's hard to tell how the curl is going to swell when you are removing it. You're not working with it. There's no curl that you can see because you're stretching it out and then putting it into a braid. And then they're doing something. And then she was doing feeding in hair. So at the end of it, it looked really pretty. I'm never going to say it didn't look good if it looks good. But I was like, I cried a little bit inside. Like, she's going to be so overtaken by how good that looks right now. And she may not understand that the lock journey is not started for her. This is not a lock journey. This is I have some human hair, QVC, Afro kinky curly human hair, wet and wavy looking hair, that is not going to form, is not really going to be a lock journey. This is going to be, I hope they lock my matted roots. My roots are going to be locking, and this is going to be hanging off. And I hope I have the least amount of problems as possible journey, because if you have to keep putting on product that's interfering with the locking process, like it could interfere with the locking process. It could also make them slide right out. Might be the best thing for her. But then so does your $2,000, $3,000 you just paid slide right out. You might as well just pay somebody $100, the girl from high school, to put something in here if that's the case.
and save your $3,000 to put down an investment in a business, to put on a stock, to pay for your mortgage, start a business, give to a family member, you know? All right, y'all. I'm going to wrap this up. And thank you for the couple of likes that I've gotten. Listen, I'll allow Spirit to push me into the algorithm. I only ask for likes for the algorithm for this kind of information to go through. If you believe in this information, if you believe that it'll help, it also will help your business if you are doing restorative and healing work, to have support people who are reiterating the message and education that you are saying and sharing. If this is new information, or if it's something you don't like, that's cool. We can jump off. This is only for people who like the information. Like I said, I've been doing this. I found my own locks for 16 and a half years soon, but since 2008, and I've been doing this service for almost 16 years, and largely restorative repair refinement, starting with sister locks, branding Microlocs as a innovative way to enhance and strengthen what was on the market at the time, which was sister locks. So a lot of what I'm seeing is a lot of things I've already know are gonna turn into problems or have been dealing with, fixing and correcting, and along with a lot of mixed emotions from people, upset, money loss. And so it is really about just sharing the knowledge and information. And I really appreciate people that like and share. I'm going to be honest. I know it's not popular, because what's popular is not always right, and what's right is not always popular. But let's make good information popular. Let's make quality hair care services popular. You can have a thriving business on being moral, having integrity, getting proper knowledge. You can also keep some of these scammers on their toes, because they know that they can't fool everybody, and that you will invest your money and time and energy into the proper channels that are going to give you a good return and have you leaving a great positive impact. And if you are a client, then you just have a great experience. That's what it is. But I know that can't be everyone. But I just, want to want to say that from my heart, because sometimes I've been speaking this for a long time, y'all. Some of you might just met me. I've been talking about a lot of things for a long time. I feel vindicated in some of it, and some of it is a new territory for people. And they're like, what is she talking about? I just don't want people who really truly want this information to not have enough platforms speaking about how to get great results long term. And also, I have a little bit of a personal connection with this. Like I told y'all, I was founded Microlocs.com, and Microlocs, I was creating a platform for really great services. So when I see the way it is taken off and all the people that are using it is one thing, but then when I see it cause some things really causing problems, it hurts me double, because it's kind of like, this isn't intended to be this way. There's a basis of information, has always been from the first trainings that out my basement in Brooklyn, New York in 2009. There's always been standards, although didn't have, where was I, being a single mom, separated from social media for a long time, as I got through my own struggle. Just is why I connect with a lot of Black women going through their own struggles and things like that. I understand life happens, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like good information, certain information has a bigger purpose. What's the word? I don't want to sound too spiritual. You can't stop what's been ordained. You can't stop the message. You can only, so I feel like I'm going to keep speaking, and I love when people can appreciate that. And listen, if it means that I don't have, there's not like this, not shared, sometimes it's okay. But I know Microloc Mastery, we are thriving on our end. If y'all ever want to join us, I did have some announcements. Oh my God. Microloc Mastery community is massive worldwide. I'm so excited for all the people in our community, hundreds of people in our program, certified. I have to do exact count, but we certified a lot of people across 8 countries and most of the US at this point. We have our enrollment open, and our next in-person group coaching starts April 15th. You can get in at any time, but the final group coaching class is April 1st. If you want to join the next cycle of coaching classes, we will walk you through the program. You get all your supplies. I made my tool 10 years ago. We have our own Microloc hair tool, designed 2 sizes, designed for you to do maximum repair and refinement to give you the maximum tension. Also, yeah, all your supplies, our Microloc directory. Y'all, I've been getting hit up on the regular for years about Microloc Mastery certified professionals. If y'all been in the program certified and you want to be like, get on the directory, because I'm sending people there. If I can think of people off the top of my head, I'll send them y'all direct. But there are people that are looking for you. Oh, sorry, y'all, with the comments. Always learn new things when you're alive. Thank you. Can't wait to be able to start following the information. You're welcome. You can always follow the information anytime. Thank you to Penny. I appreciate you. Are you totally against two strings just because I'm assuming you'll be a speaker and seminar pony? She told me she doesn't do 2 strings. I am. I'm not like, I do what you want, but again, I think it's always good to know the context of my background. And what I did was to enhance and strengthen small locks, which is why I had created the Microlocs. So I can speak on I don't think it's the same. I think some people came after and got very inundated by the amateur methods. I think I'm going to stick true to what I stick to. But if it works for them, I just feel like if you know enough about locks and how much repair work is needed, I would not even feel right teaching something where I know on a pro level. But I don't say anything against people doing it for themselves. Do what you want for yourself. But I think when you are a teacher, that computer said, yeah, I'm back. I was in the middle of a sentence. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. It says I'm frozen, y'all. Hold on 1 second. What is going on? Can y'all hear me? I'm here, y'all. Hold on. What's going on? Oh my God, y'all can hear me, but y'all can't see me. All right, I don't know. Listen, we are going to work this out. You can hear me? I'm sorry, y'all. My computer was like, yeah, you should plug it in.
and it said piece. It died on me. So I'm on another laptop, but now this one want to act like it ain't got no sense. So and it stopped the cam. Yeah, blank screen. Let me put a little picture. I'm gonna put a little picture up. Hold on. What? Oh, I know. I can go into my settings real quick, y'all. Let me go into my settings. Let me adjust the camera. And why are you acting like this? Why are you acting like this? Stream high quality, whatever. Camera. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All right, but I can answer you while I'm doing this. So yeah, you were asking about this interest. I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but I mean, she had made a point to say that she doesn't teach. Maybe she doesn't teach, but maybe she uses it. This field is going to require from some of you or all of us. Anyway, if you strongly believe about what you've been experiencing results, to have an ironclad stance on quality and methods. If you don't, fine. Like if you have a stance on using tools, fine, whatever it is, right? I think it's the wavering that gets me. It's the I never asked, but I was just told, I only do interlock or I only do this. Okay, cool. And thanks for telling me that. That's cool. I never asked. And then to see something else being promoted. And to me, if it's promoted in the educational space, it is confusing for people who are viewing an educator as an educator who may have heard contradictory information. I always feel like if you know your stuff and you truly believe your stuff, there should never be any self-inflicted contradictions. You should never contradict yourself. You should always say what it is that has created these results that are of whatever. And if that's the methods that you are promoting as whatever, it doesn't make sense to me for me to speak any other way. The only way I could see myself if I was easily trying to get likes, views, followers, and I wanted to say something I thought y'all wanted to hear, y'all know I would have had a double the number of my platforms. If I just said whatever I thought if I came out of my hiding after building up Microlocs for what I did from all them years ago, came out and started saying something completely different just because I want to follow it, I would be so unhappy with myself. I would be speaking against all the repair that I have been doing, all the things that I know to be what's required for a really strong lock and all. It just wouldn't be like, I don't know. I just couldn't do that. So I forgo a lot of that to speak what I know in my heart is true, because I know how connected I am with how I felt getting my hair done. And I can connect with people who have to save up their money for months to pay for a service. And maybe people who don't have it to waste. They're doing this as an investment. It's like making a bad investment. It's like if I was a white guy and worked in Wall Street and I made a couple of bad investments, it hurts, but it's this is an investment with a high return, I feel. So it's like, why would we I wouldn't want people to just be wasting their money. And so for people to say contradictory information is kind of interesting to me, because I don't know. It kind of is a jab. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything else. I don't want to sound like I'm saying it just to her. I just don't know why any professional would say a contradictory piece of information. Now, if things change and innovate within the market, you'll always like be able to explain how this is an innovation that's enhancing. You will always be able to explain. You wouldn't just be able to. It doesn't look like I'm just trying to say what people want to hear. At the end of the day, results will show. At the end of the day, you have tangible things to see. And that's why I just speak on what I speak. Because at the end of the day, you'll see what you see and you either agree with me or you don't. But I can never tell you, you'll never can say that you won't be able to see the result. At some end of the time, you'll be able to see what I'm saying. Why my camera's not on? Child. Does that make any sense? I'm sorry, y'all. I wish I could put it's stupid. It's so dumb. Why is it acting like this? Can you give me a moment? I'm gonna refresh my screen. Don't go nowhere. Here we go. Yay. Okay. Yeah. So let me see if there's any more questions before I go. I thought I saw another question up here. Can you purchase? Oh, yeah. So Frida answered your question about the tool. So you have to sign an NDA. Someone purchased it that was in our boot camp or something, and I told her sign an NDA because listen, I worked really hard on creating the type of tool. I know like companies come in, they copy other people's styles, and then now you'll have it all on Amazon and stuff. But I just want to try to keep some things exclusive. We all work hard for our stuff. And the child in the background, I was pregnant with my daughter working with chemicals in the metalsmith studio. Actually, I took a class to learn how to create a tool because I wanted it to be such a specific way and have a certain way to be ergodynamic so that it can move efficiently through the hair, but be a certain size. And so then we have 2 sizes. So you have to be in the program to get it at this point. I don't really care to sell it separately. I rather just kind of give it to the people who are in the program when they enroll. So like I was telling y'all, Frida, who's the lovely woman in the comments, is one of our coaches, and we will now have office hours. So all this stuff I'm about to tell y'all is free and included for the Microloc Masters in the community. Okay, so now we are going to do a bunch more support. All right, so we have a whole community off social media. It's not on Facebook. We have a Facebook group, but we also have our own community. And then so we are going to go once a week. We're going to have office hours. I'm going to put this down formally. So y'all want to take notes, you can, or I'll just send you an email. And every Wednesday, was it from 12 to 1, Frida? You can make an RSVP though to the meetup, and it's in the community. If you have any specific questions about your process through the program, your mannequin, your own hair, she'll be there to help you out. And then we are going to do Fridays. Well, we kind of coming up with a name, either Freestyle Fridays, but in our community live. Come all y'all gather together around noon. We're gonna have kind of like networking, social updates. So you can come in with technical questions, program questions. Now you got events going on, partnering, like let's get it together. Anytime you want, just drop in. So those are going to be 2 new things. So more opportunities for you to interact with fellow students besides just the regular group coaching, and more opportunities for you to interact with the coaches in real time and ask questions. So 1 to 2 p.m. Wednesdays, we'll put that announcement out. Yay. And because we don't, I know I don't see y'all as much in the lives unless you are, my mouse is not working, unless you're in the groups that I'm teaching, like the extensions class. We were doing extensions class back to back, the site trainer. So we have 2 new locations opening up April and May for in-person training. So people are already signing up to get in-person training in Augusta, Georgia, and Poughkeepsie, New York. And we're going to open it up in the Brooklyn, NYC area as well, because that's the home of where I started, Brooklyn, New York. So we got some exciting new things. We're going to open up the applications for any currently certified who want to apply for the next cohort. So it's a 4-week program. The 5th week is that week where you get all your homework in, do everything you need to do. It's a business training program. And then we go over relevant information we need to open up our own sites to do in-person instruction. And then at the end, y'all get $500. I'm so happy. I wish I give y'all more, but stay in the program because anytime more money comes in, how about you get another grant? Like, it's whatever can help you be successful. We are going to help each other. Listen, it's I feel like it's a fair opportunity for us to work together. If there's more opportunities for people to work together, we wouldn't be working against each other, right? We'd be working together. So in-person instructors, you're about to get a whole big box of more stuff to help you instruct students. And then you'll go in person, you're going to have everything there. And you're going to have in-person instructions is a little bit more you get for the program. Workbooks. And big thanks to Mina, our education coach, who helps put together a lot of curriculum. That is her background. And so I'm excited. Cannot wait to see what else is. Oh my gosh, yes. So excited. This is the fusion of a social worker. I was a grant writer. I did a whole bunch. So I have a lot of hats in social work and also building this business, the hair and social work and community work. And that's why I kind of go hard on good services, though, because none of this is going to last if we put it on a poor foundation. If I'm teaching y'all stuff that's going to mess people's hair up, if I'm not being responsible, with whatever, like none of it's going to matter. I get mad when I see stuff like it's not about, if I wanted to get a quick buck, I will mark this program down and I will scam y'all out of, like, why would I do that? So the price is what it is, but it's because we have so much we want to give you that hopefully you be willing to energetically invest financially and know that your return is going to be that much more. You're trying to make sure the program is giving you what you need and it's not flash in the pan. We are here for you. Stay connected as long as you need to. Okay. And add your feedback. What else we need to put in here for you? And what else? So the pricing workshop's coming up. Okay. So we're doing the pricing workshop about every other month. We have 2024 prices. This is another reason why we want to make sure that we are doing good services, is that we want you to be able to have nobody argue you about what you're charging. And it's not just about how many followers you have. It's about how many, not followers on social media, but how many good satisfied clients you have, how your work has been thriving year after year after year. How you've been able to even restore your own hair or whatever it is. That's going to be more of your rationale. Okay. So any further questions before we go? I'm excited that my camera is working. Hopefully it's not glitching. To sum it up, when it comes to damaged hair and hair trauma, there's a level of client responsibility as well. I'm not to blame a victim or anything, but I think no matter who we are, I'm become a client for something else. I do have a responsibility after doing my due diligence to also do what I need to do to maintain whatever it is I'm investing. So if it's a hair service or eyebrow service or whatever, what is it that I need to do to ensure that I get the best results as well? So if I have certain situations going on with my hair, or I might need to be more on top of following my directions, my routine, more willing to do what I need to do. Because even though I put a lot on professionals, they're still not miracle workers. You can't fix everything. Especially if the clients are not doing their part as well. So how many teachers do we interact during the certification course? So right now we have 3 coaches. You will interact. So there's 4 teachers in a sense, but some coaches are more prevalent. So we have Frida and Tosha as like main coaches within the program you're going to probably see more often. I'm going to be putting out an ad for a call for an additional coach or two soon. So if anybody in the program is interested, excuse me, y'all. Oh God, burping and nose running. Oh, you can apply to the program. You can apply, but you'll definitely have, as far as people in the coaching capacity, at least 4 people who will support you, and then we bring an admin, and different types of people. We've had affiliate managers, so there's different positions and roles that we have within the Microloc Mastery, Naturally Beautiful Hair Care. So hopefully that answers your question right now. And if there's new coaches, we'll be able to announce it. What else did I want to say about the coaches? Yeah. So as it is right now, with the additional coaching, we're hoping that with the additional office hours with coaches and the additional once a week Fridays, and then we have our regular meetings and our regular workshops, that you have so many opportunities, as much as you like, to interact. We have people in the program for years that continue to come back for the meetings, that continue to come back to share and update. And I think it's just really good to stay in contact. And some people who have formed, they've networked with each other. So whatever you need to get, hopefully you can find that you can get it at some point or another. Which panel? You're welcome to Penny. I don't know. I'm gonna get ready. Which panel? Well, there's the panel. Oh, so there's a few things happening, y'all, in April. There is the Lockpreneur Experience Seminar. I want to make sure I say the title right. Within Twa Beauty, that will be a panelist on in the beginning of April, then in Georgia, I believe, and then we'll be back in Atlanta for the World Natural Hair Show. I'm teaching Success with Microlocs. I have the title. There's so many panels. There's another event with the tiny locks that I'll be presenting as the founder and creator of Microlocs. She's done her research and she came to me. So I'm excited for that opportunity. And there's some announcements I'll be making. I'm not going to share. I'm so tight-lipped about this announcement, but hopefully it'll be something that y'all all find helpful because it's about putting information that's helpful. And so I'll be ready. Are you going to be there, Chandrika? If you guys are in the Atlanta area, I would love to see if I can meet up with you. To be in Atlanta twice, especially at the World Natural Hair Show, because I think we're going to have more team members at that event. So if you are, I'm going to I got to send an email out this week. So let's all connect. And we'll probably be putting something together with celebrity stylist April B. She and I have been talking about putting together some type of mixer. I was about to say, I don't know what word I was trying to say. Meetup and mixer put together. And then what day is your panel at the Natural Hair Show? That's a good question. Let me get back to you with that exact date, because we actually need to check up on this stuff. It's after certification, we are still beginners. It's nice to be able to refer. Absolutely. I remember when I finished getting my training, it was one-on-one with my mentor. And I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And so that's why, please don't try to go on it alone. If you need help, so that's what we do, the post bonus post training follow-up call. That's with me right now, but we'll, you actually speak with me. And so we come up with whatever we need to. Sometimes you'll see the advertising, different things for different people. It's to help them. We want to get your listing out, because that's an easy way for me to just share. And then whatever else we need to do, whatever you need support in, make sure you stay connected, because we'll definitely, you're welcome. And then, because I want my hair done by possible special repairing or redoing. Okay, I don't know who that is, but definitely send a message to me. Or if you're in the community, the Microloc Masters community, you can do it through there, or you can send an email.
info at Microloc Mastery. I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I'll see it once I go log on Facebook. But I'm not really. I do take clients occasionally, but not like I used to. But I am. I shouldn't say too much. I was gonna make a call for clients when there's certain things. If you're okay with educate some of it being documented for educational purposes, there's some things that I would like clients for. So we could talk about that if you're interested in. But I have some consultations with some people already. So if I still need to fill in that position, I'll put it out. So it's an opportunity to get your hair done too, like because there's some techniques and things I want to show, especially with extensions, definitely. So right now, yeah. So the extension course, we're getting ready to do that the 27th. So my birthday is Monday, so I'm not gonna be here next Monday because it's my birthday. I'm gonna be, I don't know what my age is yet, so I'm not gonna be here. So we're trying to figure out what we're do something special for y'all for my birthday and for next week's Monday. So I would like in-person opinion on my mannequin, so good hands on the first critique. Okay. So what some students have done is if you are near a coach, and they are okay with that, but we've had people meet up with Tosha who were close to Augusta. Now we have a coach in Poughkeepsie. And then to be honest with you, if you're in the New York City area, I can set up something. I want to set up some things. I don't have my former studio after COVID. I shut down one of my studios there in Brooklyn, but we still have some spaces to use and work out of in Brooklyn. So I'll be doing some more things back in Brooklyn. I'm excited about that. Happy You Day. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yeah, I was like, what should I do? Okay, I don't want to say. I definitely think because there is before we're closing up a cohort and we're getting ready to start the extensions and the advanced repair. Possibly might be something like for people. I don't want to say what it is yet, but I'm gonna try to do something special. I'm gonna do something special. What do y'all think I should do? What would you like if you wanted to be in the program? Don't say. I know what everybody's gonna say. What would it be that you would like? You might be interested in having an opportunity. Like what would it be? I don't know if I asked the question in a proper way. Thank you. It's not yet, but it is 7 days away. I want to be in a spa. So when Ask Me Monday happens, I want to be with my feet up. All right, y'all. Any final questions? I hope I, tied in the importance of really doing, if you do well, high quality hair services, you're already going to be restoring people's faith in having a really good experience with their hair and alleviating any previous trauma. This is always, I think, in my opinion, been a very healing hairstyle for so many reasons. It doesn't have to be anything traumatic, but unfortunately it can be. We don't want it to be. And I wanted to pull some, I had to switch computers. I'll share it another time. Some discussion that I was sharing as I was going through Kira's hair. I was trying to pull that for y'all today, but it wasn't done in time. And she also verbally was talking about some of her experiences with previous hairdressers. And what a lot of people say all the years when people are coming, transferring, venting about some damage or something they had done, most of the people are most upset with the fact that they feel like that person said that they knew what they were doing. I think that's what the feeling that people are grappling with. It can't help but be the therapist. I'm sorry, but they'll say like they acted like they knew what they were doing. I thought they knew what they were doing. They said they knew what they were doing. But when it came to my hair, it was just they were making it worse or they weren't doing it. So I think
knowing how to handle it, how to heal it would really restore a lot of people's faith. Or just being honest, like I don't know how to do this, and like I'm gonna refer you to someone who does. Or this is not what I do. I'll refer you to someone, or you know, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I hope you can find someone. Logical step after learning and gaining sufficient experience is teaching. Logical step after learning and gaining. Okay, well, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I guess you teach naturally. Even if you're not in a formal teaching capacity, I feel like people get educated at consultations. And tell people that's the opportunity. Don't just say, sure, I'll do that because I see dollar signs. I've turned away so much money if it doesn't stand with, if it means that I can't do it like that for you that way, or I can do it this way. Based on what you're saying, it sounds like the process, then you start to get in the teaching realm, and then it actually subconsciously builds a lot of respect for you, because you're not only you didn't just reject what they said, but you gave them something that added to their knowledge that they can take with them. So that is actually valuable. True. Act like they know what they're doing. You don't have to act like like if you don't know, you don't know. It's okay. And I'm transparent with you. I was like, my first extension class, I was doing all types of things I would never do now. But what's the dedication? What's the commitment to learning? What's the commitment to being transparent? You know what? You're my first client, or you know what? I'm doing this on you. I'm gonna give you a price break, or you don't have to say things the way I'm saying it, but there's a way you can be honest and also gain the trust, and then people will respect you after, because it's like, but she didn't try to fool me. She did say, and they're willing to work with you. I always tell people, listen, I'm trying this new extension. That's how I've practiced extension, different things. I was like, I'm a practice this. You willing to, girl? Yes. And I know I'll be your dummy. A lot of people will say that. And already off the bat, there's no deception that you know exactly what you're doing, but they know that you have desire to master whatever it is you're trying. So they're like, okay, I'll be it. Sure. And maybe if you guys, I've never really had to sign an agreement, but the honesty goes so far. People really respect that. I just love watching, because this is outstanding what you're doing. The only one that I know of to educate people like us on micro. Oh, thank you. There's people that are, I think, educating. You asked what a student would like. Oh, okay. Oh, so when you said this statement, logical step after learning and gaining experience of teaching. Mm-hmm. So I think, am I doing this right? I think that's the thing, because if that's why. So I know people want to, do what they need to do to make a coin. But I'm like, how can I provide an opportunity, at least through my platform, if there's someone that wants to teach, and we join forces and we both grow. The program grows. That particular teacher, instructor, can grow, their own businesses grow, because now they got more traffic coming into their spaces. And so I was like, I can provide opportunity. I just thought that would be good. And I always wanted to do a grant program. I felt like, well, if they're going to sit through this program, spending 2 hours out of their time, and it's not for the program, how can I compensate them for that? And then also give them something that's going to help them when they are approved to be a site, kind of help alleviate whatever else they may need to purchase. You might want to buy snacks. You might want to buy more paper for your printer because you got to print books out, whatever it is. And that's where the stipend came in. So opportunities, what would I have wanted? Yeah, I think I got all your questions here in the chat. So, I think that's it, y'all. I apologize for the glitches, for me going, oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Frida. Thank you. DIY support is darn near here. Y'all probably saw it on the website. It says waiting list. But if you are someone, and I've done this in the past, and it's proven very helpful for some people who either may want to just do their hair themselves, but just with some support. Some people are about that life. They want to do their own hair. Some people are like, heck no, I want to sit in the chair and get it done.
some people do value the experience because then it helps them not be so dependent on finding someone. They may not be able to find someone, whatever the case is. um if you need any support, DIY installation, DIY extensions. And our extension student actually, she DIY'd her own extensions from our training. She keeps her hair covered for spiritual reasons. Otherwise, I would have plastered her picture all over the place. She shared in confidence to me. I couldn't tell where the extension. I was like, where are the extensions? Those are extensions? She did partial extensions on her own hair, DIY support. If you are looking or interested in having that type of support with an actual certified professional who would guide you through your unique hair experience, your unique hair type, understanding that there's a difference, because not everything is cookie cutter. But it's really good when someone can help troubleshoot you through your own experiences. We offer some level of that with the retightening program. When we had COVID, we did the retightening program. That's when I launched it. And I actually supported one of our students fixing her own sister lock. She had just got a sister lock installation. Everything shut down. And she had a lot of need for repair, and they were new. So she walked through the retightening, but I'm not going to just teach you rotate. Like, people going on YouTube looking at rotations with so much more than just a simple rotation. First, we get into the method, we get into the tools, we get into basic repair, refinement, grooming, right? So that you can understand not just a simple rotation, but how all these things come together. She actually repaired her hair. I think she did a better job than if she had kept going to that person, because I could already tell that at that point there was stuff that was just being left, and she was so early. And when she filled in that gap, and that was the first kind of layer of DIY support, and wasn't even a full DIY program. It was me giving some more support for her to do the retightening on herself. So this is an offshoot of that. So not just focusing on retighten, you might want to do a whole installation. You might want to do put in extensions. You might want to do all of it, some of it, whatever. And so we have a DIY support program launching with our coaches that we can guide you through whatever DIY support you sign up for. And so it's at a much cheaper rate than just getting into the full program, and it must be on you. So you're going to do this on you. That's why it's DIY. So whether you're like your fro afro and you're ready to do your install, now you can take to navigating YouTube and think it's fine, but we do know a lot of people come into our program after having done that. They come in usually sometimes at the first year or 2 year mark, and they're like, dang it, I don't know if I should take them down now. So we don't want you to get to that point. We want you to start off where you feel confident. If you as just as if you went to someone, but now you have the knowledge and you're getting your hair done, and it's at a lower cost than if you were to do just the full program. But it's still a cost for the coaching, obviously, but you're learning a skill and you're learning it for yourself. So if that's something you'd be interested in, we are getting ready to launch that. So I might need another coach or two, because our coaches getting their plates full. But good. Okay. What'd you say? Oh, hey, ladies. So that is that's another program, DIY support program. A lot of evidence. I've seen these fabulous heads of locks walking out here, and it's okay. They got what they needed, and they outliving their life. But it's you don't have, but you also get the power of community too if you join our DIY program. So you could just get it for yourself. But I think being connected to the platform will give you just some more opportunities to connect, to get more information, instead of having to kind of navigate. Any old person that could do a YouTube video and get a following, you can get connected to sound, educational, proven, decades-long proven results too. So you kind of have a win-win with that. And other people there are a lot of people who have done their own box in our program, but then they got to our program afterwards. And so they're learning it, for other people. But you can kind of connect with people who've DIY'd as well and who've been supported by the program. So that's the other thing. Thank you, Frida, for sharing. I think that was. We got some other stuff. We got too much stuff launching. But I'll let y'all know about the panels. I'll let y'all know about the World Natural Hair Show. Checking us out there. Checking us out. I'm gonna try to have the whole team. But I'm going to be doing a class there. So if you want to sign up for the class, do so. Feel free to do so. And something else that I'll be sharing. All right, y'all. So great to talk to y'all. My daughter is in the kitchen. I don't know what she's doing. Nubia? Yeah. What are you doing? Okay. Do you want to say hi? No? Hi. No, I thought y'all. You just took your curl set out. You don't want to show it? She's one of my models, my early models. You ever saw a little girl? She also has her hair locked since she was 6, and now she is 10. Say hi.
Hi.
Show them your hair. She's on her favorite hairstyles. But you've had your locks, what, 4 years now? Almost 3.5 years.
Like 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some people that may want to lock their children's hair. So yes. Hi. See? She's a kitty.
Hi.
Anything you want to say?
Not really.
Look how, yeah, she's almost as tall as me. Stand up. So I'm not tell you why. You know how parents always do that? Stand up. Now turn around. Now dance. Now speak. Dance for everyone. Play the piano. No, I'm just playing. Come on. All right. They say you're beautiful. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she yeah, we got a lot of boxes on the floor. She will not let me style her. The only style she likes is she likes it straight down and looks terrible like that because she wears it in her face like this. And she's like, that's the style, Mom. You can never see her face. So she lets me curl it. She's learned how to wash her own hair. I know there's some parents on here who are thinking of locking their daughter's hair. Do it. So she now washes her own hair, and then I put pipe cleaners in it, and then we watch Netflix together, Predator. We watch this animal show together, and it's a good bonding time. And so now she's into preteen, and she won't let me do nothing with it. So that's the best I'm gonna get is those curls. I tried to give her a bang and then put it up, and she was like, she takes it out each time and she puts it in her face. That's how she walks around. I'm like, can you stick your That's the style, Mom. It's not cute like this. She act like your daughter. Yeah, so I just wish I had that for you. At 11, I had a dry perm. I had hair breakage. I had a struggling ponytail. I was bald right here because I kept putting my ponytails right here. So I was pulling out my hair. And I was chubby. Well, still chubby now, but I was chubby, and it was a hot mess. And I think my mother put a perm in my hair at 11. So she put the perm in. And then so by the time she's not 11, she's 10. She put a perm in my hair when I was 11. It all came out. It was struggling. It was dry. And then I tried to style it. I tried to do the big bangs with the little fan. Girl, I'm still recovering. It took me to my 20s to recover from all that perm damage and then go natural until mid-20s. Yeah, like 26, 25. But yeah, tweens. It is one of the best things for her too. And so yeah, I think it's even more important to get it really good, strong foundation on children, because they want to just leave it. They don't want you touching their hair. And you don't want to have to go in there and be like, I gotta fix this. I can't get it, pull it through. It's too fat. And their hair, it collects dirt and dust, so you want to make sure that you got to wash it as frequently as you can and it stays in really nice. So yeah, I got her. Her hair is down a little bit in her back now. Yeah, she started when she was 6. I showed that video on my YouTube, and then I think did an update last year, but it's even longer now. Yeah, you got the perm at 12. What? Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I had a kitty curl at like 5 or 6. No, the kitty curl was first, I'm old, y'all. Okay, I was born in 1980, and the 80s was full of Jerry curls and kitty curl. Everybody had Jerry curl. No one was really doing afros anymore, and then like a certain part of the 80s. Well, maybe, but there was a lot more Jerry curls, and then perm. So my hair went through it, and my mother's hair went through it. And now she trying to be natural and she keep putting the wig on. And she's like, oh, I would have locked my hair. Again, if I would have locked her hair, she has no edges. I would leave that. I would lock the back. And then so my client, as you saw, she puts her hair like more to like that. It's short now. So she can like do to the front of her hair to kind of cover her edges. And it kind of, it's good. I think it just gives it a break. And also it's grown, hers is growing back too. But yeah. All right, y'all. Okay. It was good talking with y'all. You'll have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.